I do have to say, how great you look in a Blue Jays cap. How
Thank
have
you.
the last couple of months been for you in this new role?
They've been really good. Starting with spring and now into the season. Spring was a little crazy because I didn't know anybody and, just a different thing. But the season's been great. I feel like it's been a good transition.
So I know a lot of the players, well, every player was so excited when they heard that you were coming here. And a big part of it is, kind of helping them get to whatever step they want to go to. What have you liked and enjoyed so far about working with this team? And what has you excited for the rest of the season?
Well, definitely excited for the rest of the season. And it's been an impressive group. Their commitment to wanting to win, knowing what happened last year and feeling like they're a young club but also ready to take the next steps. It's just been fun to watch this group. There really are a good group of guys that want to win, and they get along, and I think that's a good start to the year.
You say win. I know everyone asks you this, so I have to ask you this. When you see this team, how dangerous do you think they can be?
No, I think it's dangerous from the standpoint it's up and down the lineup. And I think you look at kind of Bo and Vlad as almost like a next tier of guys, but there's a lot of supporting cast here that those guys don't have to carry the load. I think there's a number of guys in this lineup. When George gets going, when Brandon Belts kicks in, when Kirky gets going, and Jano Witt gets on base, it seems like twice a day. Varsh is kind of starting to swing it. So when you start talking about the group, I think you see up and down the lineup, which puts a lot of pressure on pitchers.
I know this is kind of a random question, and when I ask this, I'm not asking about anybody in particular. Just with baseball and a player, sometimes the psychological part of it, you could really help any player of all tenure. What is something maybe a player can deal with throughout a season that, the average person at home doesn't know that they're trying to overcome?
Well, I think they look at it like they see stats or numbers, and the guy may be having a good year, but he's going to have streaks where it's 2 to 3 weeks where they struggle and they may lose confidence or whatever it is. And I think those times are, the older a guy gets, the better they are at it, but when they're young, it's tougher because they're just not used to struggling.
And now, when it comes to John Schneider, you're like a second set of eyes for him in this role. And I know all the rule changes, everyone was very grateful you're here. What have you felt about the new rule changes and one that you've really liked to adapt to?
I like the rule change. I like the clock a lot. I think the tempo of the game and the pace is really good. Players have made easy adjustments, I think, for the most part. Some things are a little tougher, the throwovers and things like that. They put you in a bind, but everybody makes adjustments with this. And it's been fun to work with John and the staff. He does a great job of putting our staff and making it a togetherness. I think he's a great decision maker. He's confident in what he wants to do. And like you said, I feel like I am kind of like another set of eyes. I've been in that seat where you got a bunch going on, and that late in the game, you're thinking about pitching a little bit. Are we going to pinch hit? Are we going to pinch run? If we pinch run, this guy has to go there. It's just hopefully taking a little bit of a load off all the things he has to think about.
Now, obviously, you're a legend within baseball for everything that you've done, but I want to talk about something you've been doing away from the game, is your charity that was founded in 2007. Can you talk about the joy and how you've seen that evolve over the years?
Yeah, it's definitely been evolving, and started really with just equipment and thinking about getting equipment to kids that are underserved for the most part, that don't have the equipment, because baseball sometimes can be tough with helmets and catcher's gear and things like that. And so we've stayed with that, but we've also really branched into education. Our foundation really works with the underserved, the kids that have the kind of the least resources. We want to give those kids a chance to make good decisions. And we're finding that early education is so important for those kids to be in school, to be, reading in the summer, and having access to books and STEM labs and things like that. So that's where we've really tried to step up the education. We think it's really important that those kids, it's the only way out for some kids is education. And so it gets me going a little bit, because you see those kids don't have the opportunities and you really want to give it to them.
Yeah, so when you're hearing from those kids and seeing the differences that you make, how rewarding is that?
Oh, it's a great feeling when you see the kids, different programs. Like, we'll go into the schools, and whatever it is, it seems like always appreciative of you coming in to see what they're doing and what's going on. So it really is rewarding, but my wife and I have really tried to look at it very simply of like, we're not trying to be too big or anything else. We're trying to help. We went in saying if we help one kid, we're good, right? And obviously, as you get going, you want to help more and more. But, I think if we keep that mindset of, hey, anybody that we're helping, we're doing the right thing.